Hello, I'm Sarah and I am about to make some spring rolls. I wanted to figure out how to make these. We actually got a free box of them and we served them up as part of sort of a big platter dinner. It was all yummy and Clint said, I bet you could make these. And I was like, nah, I don't think I can. So this is such a nice recipe. I'm actually rather impressed with myself. So I'm going to show you how to make these spring rolls. In a bowl, doesn't have to be a giant one, just 1 cup of plain standard flour. We want 3 tablespoons of cornstarch or corn flour, same thing, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now of course you can buy the actual wraps for them, you can buy them pre-made, and I would not blame you for doing it because you've got to just enjoy the process, let's just say that much. It takes a bit of patience to cook them. You'll want to add at least 1.5 cups of water. I'll show you the consistency you want it to get to. It has to be quite runny. Just got 1.5 cups in there and I'll just give it a mix up, see how it goes. That there, it's just a little bit thick for what we're after. Still pretty runny. It's getting there though. Just going to add maybe another 1/4 cup of water in there. You want it surprisingly watery. Is that an official consistency? Surprisingly watery? Shouldn't be that surprising if you put lots of water in there. That's more like what we want. We want it quite liquidy. Okay, so let's go start heating up our frying pan. Okay, so I've got my frying pan heating up here with a bit of oil in it. Now, you want your frying pan to be warm but not hot. You don't want it to be really, really scorching hot or it's just going to burn before you spread it around. So, and of course we've got our mixture there that is really, really runny. If I feel like it needs it, I might even add an extra bit of water in there. We'll just see how it goes. So I'm going to add, I've got a dessert spoon here. I just put about 2 dessert spoons in there at a time and just have a plate on hand to put it afterwards. And you want to sort of just very gently spread that out as thin as you can make it. Obviously these are homemade, they are not going to look perfect. Spoiler alert. And you just want to let them cook until ideally, I can tell I've got the pan just a little bit too hot because it's bubbling a bit at the bottom, it's not a major though. Ideally the very edges should just start to rise up slightly. Oh, there we go, see how that end bit there is just rising up slightly. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera. The edge is just starting to rise up slightly, that's what we want. So, let me just put that on a plate. Now of course you can make these bigger, you can put an extra spoonful of mixture on if you want bigger ones, but these are just like the little, these will just make like the little finger bite-sized ones like you get, you know, pre-made from the store. Took me a few goes, but there we go, see we got that rise around the corner. That's what you want. You want them just lifting up around the corners there. Of course, if you've got a really good non-stick pan, you don't even need to add oil, or you can just add a little bit of oil. This is not a non-stick pan, so. Look at those. So that took me ages. As I say, I won't lie, they're a pain to make, but it's the sense of achievement, it's the fact of saying I've made these myself, and it's so cool because it is. My kids may not think I'm cool, but I am cool. Aren't I, Sam? Am I cool?
No.
We want to let these cool down to at least room temperature, well, to room temperature. While we're doing that, I'm going to chop some veggies to put in it. Now this is the beauty of these, you can put anything in them. Pork mince would be beautiful in these, but cabbage, some carrot, whatever, onion, we're getting a helper. Whatever leftover veggies you've got, you could even chuck peas and corn in there if you wanted to. But any veggies chopped up really, really small, absolutely beautiful in these. Gonna catch?
Yeah.
Gonna catch your cabbage?
No.
This may or may not be wise.
Can I catch the carrot?
Right, they're coming.
And chop them on.
Carrot, cabbage, onion, with a couple of silver beet leaves. Gonna chop these up. A silver beet. I just use the white stalks and everything. I just chop them up really little. So I mean, this is a good way of getting your kids to eat veggies, even though it's not the healthiest thing in the world, because although I'm not going to deep fry these when I do the final cook, of course everything does get cooked in the frying pan initially, but it's a much healthier version than, say, what you get from a takeaway, which would be deep fried. So, you know, do you want to scooch the onion into the pan?
Yeah.
Go, the pan, not the floor. Now, I'm going to go in here with about 2 teaspoons.
Can I put that in?
Yes, you may. 2 teaspoons of garlic that Sam was putting in. Now, just go chuck everything else in. Go on then. Carefully. I'll start with that end. See that ending up being a disaster. And then we're just going to chuck in a bit of soy sauce, this and the garlic together. Just give it a really, really nice flavour. I'm aware of all that just went overboard. Hang on. Because it's spillage. Give these a good cook up, then have a wee taste, and just decide if you think it needs a bit more, a bit less, a bit of something other. I don't know, ginger if that floats your boat, a bit of salt and pepper, whatever, a bit more garlic. You know, just go by taste, but this is really, really yummy in there. So I put about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce in with the mix. So we have made our wrappy things. We have made the filling. I've actually just left that on the bench to cool for a little bit. Why did I just poke it? But I'm going to get messy hands anyway shortly. Now, we have to assemble. I'm going to get one of these little sheeties.
Is it heated up?
No, it's not heated. Right. Let me just get about a teaspoon. About 1 to 2 teaspoons. I've kind of got a heaped teaspoon there. Just experiment and you'll soon figure out, you know, how much fits in.
No,
You want to put a spoonful in yours, so you put it sort of down the bottom bit there.
right here.
Yep, this bit.
This bit.
Yep.
It could be.
Put over once, so that that's all enclosed in there. Then the end bits. Fold it over. And fold the other end over.
Yeah.
Yep, and then points. Yeah. Me and Aston have folded up our rather rustic looking spring rolls. I made way too much filling that time. Seriously, last time I didn't make half enough filling, and this time I heaped more. But you know, we can always use that for something other. We were thinking of making a risotto or something, or any kind of stir fry or mince dish or whatever. You know, that can just be chucked in. Or you can even just freeze it and use it another day. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 of these little wrappers failed on me because I split them, and once you split them, it's kind of, you know, So it made 23 of these, 27 if you count the ones that I screwed up. So I'm going to put these in the oven at about 200 degrees. It might vary depending on your oven. I'm going to put them in at 200 degrees for about 20 minutes. Almost forgot, first I'm going to just brush them lightly with a little bit of oil. We've tried not brushing them with oil and they still come out really nice, they're just not quite as crunchy. Okay, excuse the background noise, I'm just cooking dinner at the same time. I'm probably going to put some of these in lunch boxes for the kids tomorrow. So, there we go. They're looking rustic. You know, some of them have the odd little hole in them and that sort of thing. But that's okay because then people will believe that they are actually homemade. These are brilliant for putting in the freezer and reheating. Once you've frozen them, just take them out. You can put them straight in the oven from frozen, about 10 to 15 minutes, 200 degrees, and they are beautiful. Clint actually reckons they're nicer when actually reheated. They come out just nice, but they just come out yum, so nice and crunchy and yummy. Alright, taste this.
That is really nice.
That is really yummy. Maybe not as much flavour as the last batch.
No, I think there's a bit more garlic in the last batch, but they're actually better when
That's
they're
nice.
frozen and then recooked.
Yes, I said that
Yep.
to the people.
I said that to people. I
Yeah.
didn't know. That's very nice.
Give it a go, people. Hit like, leave me a comment, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.